Instead of saying, hey man, yeah, guess what? It's time to carry on. Don't dwell on I've told 1,000 veterans this. Remember, don't dwell. Remember your friends, don't dwell in the past though. Remember, don't dwell. That's what we have to do. And the emotions, yes. Embrace those emotions, but don't let those emotions embrace you. Don't let those emotions run your life. There is because people say, suppressing your emotions is bad. Okay, so I'm just gonna let all these emotions out and they're gonna run my life now. No. At a certain point, you say, okay, my emotions are now leading me down the wrong path. I'm in control. I'm not gonna allow my emotions to make my decisions. They're in the calculus. I'm not saying take your emotions out of the calculus, but they have to be one component of your calculus, not the whole equation. The equation has to include emotions, yes. Logic, yes. Future, yes. So again, I would love to be able to, give you this profound anchor that people need to have. But it's like, oh, do you want to do this or not? Which is what I think a lot of it boils down to. Do you actually want to do this or not? Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing. And if you don't really want to do it, what's going to stop you? Just about anything that comes up. Just about any obstacle that gets in your way becomes an excuse. It becomes a reason. It becomes a rationale for not proceeding down that path. But when the excuses all go away and people can actually confront the fact that this is all because of me, and it hurts, but it's also unbelievably empowering, because if these problems are because of me, then I'm capable of fixing these problems. So even though extreme ownership hurts and is painful, it's also liberating, because now you have control over your fate and over your destiny, and that is a glorious thing.
Is that to you how you start to build confidence? Confidence seems to be this really elusive thing. Confidence ultimately is a belief you have, and these beliefs are like instruction manuals for our life. You must have seen in your all your years, some people really build their confidence, and I guess you've seen other people destroy their confidence.
And you say, interestingly, that, in the SEAL teams, you must be conditioned to do this. I had to condition people to take action, even in the SEAL teams. Even a young SEAL leader who you would think would be, by nature, aggressive and an action taker, you put them in a pressure situation where there's not a ton of information and they need to make a decision, they don't want to act either. So one of the things that I would teach was that their default mode was to be aggressive. Their default mode was to take action. I would teach that. Same thing we just discussed. I wouldn't say, hey, look, that means you have to take action, but your default setting should be, I'm going to do something. Because I'd have a young SEAL officer and there'd be some training mission and there'd be a problem in a building and there'd be a bunch of paintball flying around in there, and he wouldn't want to go solve that problem. He'd back away from that problem. And I would have to go push him in the back and say, you see that problem over there? You got to go solve that problem. It's not going to go away. You got to be aggressive. That's got to be your default mode, is to take action and make things happen. Because most human instinct is to wait. Most human instinct is to hesitate. Most human instinct is to let things go longer and stick with the status quo. And that seems to be on the front, the lowest risk in the situation, is to not do anything. It usually appears to be the lowest risk. But just like the example that you gave in your book, it definitely seems lower risk. Oh, well, he wants money, he wants investment, new thing. I don't know. The lowest risk in that situation is to not do anything. And that's what many people do, whether they're in the SEAL teams or whether they're in business. So to train people to, I need to take risk, some level of risk, take action, because in the long run, I say 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 times, action is better than inaction. So it's definitely a dichotomy, but to me, 70% of the time, you better take that action. That's got to be your default mode.
I asked you what your hardest day in the SEALs were, and you said about losing friends. What was your proudest day? Is there a proudest day where you go, do you know what? I I really showed up in a way that to a standard that I held myself to. And because I did, we accomplished something great together against the odds.
There's a multitude of times where I was in Iraq. I was in a detached moment in time, moving down a street, sitting in a vehicle, maneuvering, and I was watching my guys. I could see my guys, and I could see what they were doing. And I could see one of the most beautiful things in the world, which was guys that were exceptional at their job, working together as a team, maneuvering, protecting each other, accomplishing the mission. And I got to see that many times, and it had nothing to do with me.